What's up guys, this is Danny, and first at this inconspicuous box, you would never know what it is, and it just has that Oppo logo on there, but this is the Cyanogen Mod limited edition Oppo N1. And let's go ahead and take a look at this, open the box, and see what comes with the first official Cyanogen Mod phone. There is the box for the N1, and let's go ahead and put that to the side. You can see that Cyanogen logo on there, a little bit different than the retail packaging for the N1 before. And here is a case of some sort, and we'll definitely take a look at this. It looks more like a folio case. I didn't know this was actually going to come with it, and it's the N1 cover. So we'll go ahead and look at this later on in this video as well. It's nice of them to add a premium looking case to the N1 package. And let's look here. There are two Cyanogen Mod stickers here to celebrate the first official Cyanogen Mod phone out of the box. Next up in the box is a little small case, and let's see what comes inside of it. And it is the O-Click, which is a Bluetooth remote control that you can take pictures and do other functions with, and I'll show you how that works later on in this video as well. So this does come included, just like the official N1. Nothing else is in that larger package, but since I'm in the US, they did send me a US wall plug, which is nice of them, and this came separate in the package itself, and it comes with a limited edition cruiser light case that celebrates Cyanogen Mod and Oppo working together on their first project. Let's go ahead and open this package, and you can see that it has Cyanogen Mod on the back, Sid and Ollie, which are the two mascots for the respective companies, and it says limited up top. And this is just a TPU case that is in a sky blue color for your N1. Not sure if I'm a huge fan of the color or not, but let's jump right into the Oppo N1 Cyanogen Mod box and see what's inside. First, we're gonna have to fight through a little bit of plastic, and let's go ahead and take that off of there. And let's go ahead and give this box a lift. And there is the N1, also coupled with some goodies, and we'll look at those in a minute. But the first thing I want to tell you is, man, this box is very premium. It's really made of a hard material, like a cardboard material, but it's nice and hard. And on the inside is like a faux leather type texture in there. Very nice packaging, Oppo. Let's pull this tab and take this beast out right here, and there is the N1. Man, it is a big device, so be prepared for that. That is a 5.9-inch device, and it is in white. It doesn't come in any other colors as of now. Let's go ahead and put that to the side here and see what else comes in this box. And this probably has all of the typical stuff that the other phones have. Let's take a look inside of the sleeve right here. There is a SIM removal tool right there that is Oppo flavored like all of their other devices, and inside you will find some warranty and information about your new N1. Let's start with the first box, and we'll get this open, and it comes with some earbuds for your new earphones. And there is a typical micro USB to USB plug for charging and syncing. And there looks like there's a power brick inside of here as well, since this is an international device. But since I was in the US, they did send me a US plug. And there are some headphones here, and they look pretty premium for headphones that come with a device these days. So I can't wait to try these out. I'll let you know in the full review. And it looks like there are some inline controls there with a microphone so you can take calls. Let's pull off the screen cover that is protecting the N1's display, and it reveals the 5.9-inch 1080p IPS display. And it should look awesome, and I'll show you that later on in this video. But Oppo is known for their awesome build quality, so let's take a look at this device and do a hardware tour. On the left side, all you see is a SIM tray. Up top, you see the most notable thing about this device, which is the rotatable 13-megapixel camera with dual LED flash. So use the same camera sensor for your selfies or your regular shots. So this should be very interesting. I can't wait to test this thing out. On the right side, you see the power button, and also the volume rocker switches are there too, all in the same side. So this is kind of like the Xperia Z1, and this will be very interesting for me and to see how it will fit in my hand. On the bottom, you see the single speaker, the micro USB port, the 3.5mm headphone jack, and the primary microphone. Hopefully you can see this on camera, but the chamfered edges are also very nice and make this N1 look very premium. On the back is also another interesting feature called O-Touch, and there is a secondary microphone right there, but it is a square that you can touch. It is a touch-sensitive panel that is straight on the back, and actually if you look at it in the light, you can see it. Let me try to zoom in here so you can see it. Now you can see it a little bit closer. It's pegged out by 4 corners with the little logo there, and this is going to be able to make you navigate through your home screen and your app drawer without touching the screen. So let's go ahead and boot this thing up. And to note, this is the first official Cyanogen mod phone, and this comes pre-installed with Cyanogen mod, and it's never been done by a manufacturer before. Most of the time you have to flash this on your regular phone that Cyanogen mod supports, but this comes pre-installed. So let's talk about the specs a little bit on this. It does come with the Snapdragon 600 CPU. It's quad core, but a lot of people will probably be disappointed it's not the Snapdragon 800. It's got the Adreno 320 graphics, 2 gigabytes of RAM, and 16 gigabytes of storage. So if you want the 32 gigabytes of storage, you're gonna have to go with the Color OS N1 that you can also buy from their website, and this is $599 unlocked. A lot of you are gonna think that the N1 is too big for the hand, or that you might not be able to use this on a daily basis. So let's go ahead and compare this to some of the bigger phones out there today. And here is the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. So it's taller than the Note 3, but size-wise it's not too bad, but it is bigger than the Note 3. And when it comes to thinness, they're pretty much neck and neck. The closest size comparison that I can draw up is the HTC One Max. It has similar screen sizes, the exact same CPU, so when it comes to size, it is almost spot on if you look at them. I mean, they look nearly identical in size, but the materials are different. But if you've seen an HTC One Max, then you know exactly what the size of the N1 is. For fun, here is a Nexus 5 with a 5-inch display, and it makes it look pretty small, doesn't it? Here is a Moto X next to it, the iPhone 5S, and the Nexus 7. So you can get a pretty good size comparison of how big this N1 is, but it actually feels good in the hand here. It's fairly thin, it's not that heavy either, and it feels good in the hand. So I'll let you know in the full review what it's like using it on a day-to-day basis. Alright, I skipped the boring setup stuff so you can get right into it, and there is Cyanogen mod right there. If you've ever used it, then you're going to know exactly what it's like, and this is exactly what you would expect. And despite the Snapdragon 600, it's a very capable CPU anyway. And by the way, there are 3 capacitive buttons on the bottom there: menu, home, and back, and you can set those to different functions if you want in Cyanogen mod. It's very cool. Now, let's take a look at the camera real quick, and it looks like stock camera firmware, but it does have some extras in there, and just on first impressions, the autofocus is very quick. If you go into the settings here, you'll find a few extra things. Along with HDR, you will find Beautify, Slow Shutter, which should be interesting, and you'll find some smart modes here. So I'll definitely test these out and let you know in the full review. Here's a closer look at that rotating camera. So this could be the best selfie camera ever. So if you're a selfie lover, then you're probably gonna love this because you're gonna get a full 13 megapixel shot of yourself. This opens up some cool opportunities for you're gonna be able to get pictures and video at certain angles that you wouldn't be able to get with a normal camera. So I'm very interested in checking this out, and I will let you know what I think about it and see if I can get some cool pictures with the N1. So I'll be posting these on my social networks as well, so make sure you follow me on those. Let's take a quick look at the software, and in Cyanogen mod, if you swipe to the right, then you will get your toggles there, and if you swipe down, you will get your regular notifications. And the 2-finger swipe also works like it does in stock Android, but in Cyanogen mod, if you swipe to the right, you will get your sort toggles there, so very nice. When you dive into the settings, you'll see that there's a lot more choices here than regular stock Android. Lock screen, themes. So if you're really familiar with Cyanogen mod, you're really going to be theming away, and you're really going to be customizing to your heart's content here. I mean, you can even go into the lock screen and change things, and you can even change the CPU frequency. A lot of stuff you can do that you cannot do in stock Android. So this is very cool. I really like having Cyanogen mod on this right out of the box, even though it's pretty easy to get and flash right off of the website. To enable the O-Touch settings, you go into language and input, and you can see the enable O-Touch right there. Click that, and you have the choice to set a few different prompts for the O-Touch settings for the back of the phone. So there is the O-Touch working right here. Now you can swipe to left or right or scroll up and down, but you will have to get used to this. It depends on the placement where you have your N1, and you have to touch it kind of soft. And if you have one of these, you would know what I mean. You just have to get used to it, and once you get used to it, it works pretty well. So that's kind of the motion that you need to do, just a real light swipe to make those work. Here is that O-Click sensor that we got in the box, and you need to put the battery in that's included, and there it is, it's ready to go. And when you go into the settings here, you can set it up by Bluetooth, and where you're gonna find the settings is on buttons, and go to O-Click settings, and then you can go ahead and connect from here. But I had a lot of trouble with this. For some reason, I could not get it to register whatsoever. It wouldn't pair. Now it pairs in the regular Bluetooth settings, but I still could not get it to work. So I'm gonna try to figure this out and see if I can get it to work, because other people have gotten it to work, but I could not get it to connect. This version of Cyanogen mod brings over the double tap to wake feature from the Color OS, which I really like, because on a big device like this, it's much easier to unlock the screen this way. And when you have the screen off, it'll still take some gestures. So if you draw a circle on the screen, it quick opens the camera, which is very nice. It works perfectly. And then also if you draw a V on the screen, it opens the flashlight app. So very, very handy. Hopefully they'll add more gestures in the future. Now for those of you that wanted this to come with Android 4.4 KitKat, it does come with Android 4.3. Hopefully Cyanogen will get this going and get 4.4 on this N1. For those of you worried about the 16 gigabytes of storage, you really want to go with the regular version of the N1, because you can get a 32 gigabyte model with that. But in here, it still looks like that there is a partition, and you also have about 10 gigs available here. And when you look towards the apps, I mean, you only have 3 gigabytes here, and 2.4 gigs is free for me. So for a lot of people, that is not going to work. So hopefully we can go ahead and rearrange that somehow or another. But if that doesn't work for you, then this device might not be the one for you. But on first inspection, this is very snappy. It runs very smooth, so I'm pretty happy with this, and I will let you know what I think about it in the full review. But the web browsing here, very nice, really smooth, and also comes with the stock Android browser. So that's very nice. You don't see that anymore because you usually get Chrome with it, but very fluid on first inspection of the web browsing. For those of you that are curious about the cases that come with the N1, let's take a look at those right now. This is the limited edition Cruiser Light case that comes with it, and the installation is pretty easy, but they had to cut out the camera for the rotation here, so the installation is a little bit harder than usual, but it slips right in here. And you can see there is a pretty good amount of front protection on there, so you're going to get some decent screen protection on there. And even though that the buttons are not cut out here, this is a typical type TPU case. It feels like that in the hand, and the buttons are fairly responsive here, so you shouldn't have a problem with this whatsoever. This is probably the case that I'm going to be using with this, and it also has the cutout for the O-Touch right there and that custom Sid and Ollie print. So I really like this case. I wish it came in a different color though, but see right there, the camera works perfectly with it. This flip case right here was the most interesting case for me, because of the outside texture, and I also agree with Ken, and make sure you check out his videos as well. I'll leave his channel in the section below so you can check him out, and he thought it was a little bit feminine as well, and so do I. The color is more like a pearl color, and it just looks a little bit feminine to me. But let's go ahead and install this case. Very easy when it goes in, and it's a typical flip cover, and it fits very nicely, and actually the feeling in the hand is alright, and it's got the cutouts that it needs to have, like for the power button and the volume buttons, and of course the camera's gonna work just fine since it was designed for the N1. And it's not magnetized, but when you open it, it does activate the screen, which is nice. So it does have some functionality there, but I wish that there was a magnetized front cover, because it just doesn't make any sense to have a flip cover without that. But the material on the actual cover itself is very nice on the inside. That should protect your screen very nicely, and the O-Touch works just perfect. Even though it's not cut out, it's got this little bit of different fabric that's on the back there, and you have to push it a little bit harder, but it does work just fine. I've already started customizing away, changing my grids, and putting this Justin Mahler wallpaper on here, getting exactly the way I like it. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel for the full review. And make sure you let me know what you want to see in the full review of the Oppo N1 Cyanogen Mod Edition. Are you a fan of Cyanogen Mod? Do you like to see Cyanogen partner with these OEMs? And would you like to see them partner with other OEMs? And let me know that in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more coverage like this. And make sure you follow me on Twitter at SuperScientific for news, giveaways, and a heck of a lot more videos. I will see you guys in the next one, and thank you for watching.